when I started, I said, okay, this is going to be my thing. I'm going to do wedding invitations, envelope calligraphy. I had kind of a list of things that I was trying to do, but I wasn't getting the ideal clients that I wanted, and I wasn't finding that reach.
Mm-hmm.
That makes
And
sense.
what do you feel like was the thing that was holding you back?
I think I didn't know. Like, I thought I was doing all the right things, working really hard, using all my resources. The sales weren't coming. I didn't know quite what to do.
Yeah, spinning your wheels, seeing what stuck, and didn't really have a direction. We kind of talked about it when it was happening, but like it's just so cool to see that transformation, to hear about it all in one go, where you went from, feeling kind of disjointed and misaligned with your business to now having inquiries to your website and just having more clarity in the whole thing. I love that.
Yeah. And last year I quadrupled my business. So I went from 5 to 20,000.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. I am so excited because we have Victoria Pangione here from Sunset Scribe. Hi, Victoria. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Thank you so much for coming on here and sharing your story. I'm so excited to share your transformation with everyone on here. But before we get to that, let me introduce myself really quick. My name is Rosie. I'm the calligrapher behind Watercrafter. I'm also the founder of the Craft Academy, which is our coaching program where we help calligraphers, just like Victoria, create, automate, and scale their calligraphy businesses based on their unique story and methodology. I started the program because I started my business back in 2017 and made so many dumb mistakes as a business owner, and I didn't want other people to make those same mistakes that I did. So now that I've worked for awesome brands like Dior, NBC, Ferrari, I'm on a mission to help calligraphers and specifically calligraphy entrepreneurs work with their own dream brands and accelerate their path to success. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on educational videos like this. And throughout the video, if you have any burning questions for Victoria or me, please drop them into the comments so that we can help you kind of figure out your own business as well. So let's turn the tables to Victoria. So Victoria from Sunset Scribe actually used our methodologies to transform her calligraphy business from feeling disjointed to actually now feeling more focused, which is amazing. She's now worked for amazing brands like Blue Mercury, Nordstrom, and Bloomingdale's, just to name a few. So Victoria, welcome. Can you tell us your quick and dirty journey to entrepreneurship?
Sure. So I went to art school. I went to the Savannah College of Art and Design in Savannah, Georgia, and I graduated with a major in fashion design. And then after working in the industry for like 15 years, I dabbled in calligraphy to decompress after a long day. And then after many years, I decided to make it a full-time business in 2020. And that's when I started my LLC.
Very cool. So you started during quarantine then?
Yeah, which is perfect timing, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's super cool. I actually didn't know about the fashion design part. I'm sure you told me in the past. Do you still do fashion design these days?
No, I don't. But I would like to get back into the illustration. So that's something on my kind of list to look into.
I definitely see illustration coming back on, and that's one of the things I'm also working on. So I feel like we should do this together.
Yeah, for sure.
Very cool. So you started a business in 2020. What did that business look like for you back then?
So it was mainly, I would say, on Etsy. Like, I kind of started a website for my portfolio, but it was a lot of just like troubleshooting and trial and error and try different things and see what people liked.
Sounded like you were throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what stuck.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd be like, it was just like squirrel syndrome. Like, oh, that looks interesting. Can I do my take on that? So it was a lot of just trying all kinds of different things. And I felt like I was spinning my wheels a lot.
Yeah, totally. What did your income look like during that time?
I mean, I think last year I was looking at my income in 2023 and it was, I think, around $400 a month, probably less though. And it was hard to really gauge, Some months were bigger than others, but I would say the most would be about that much.
Yeah. Do you feel like you had a plan for where your income streams were coming from, or were you kind of just more reactive and seeing what fit?
Yeah, more reactive. And like I'd see, okay, I'm getting some sales here. Maybe I can do a little bit more in that direction. But it was really, I didn't have much of a plan, I didn't have a big picture plan of like how much I wanted to make and then how I could execute that.
Got it. Can you tell us like what you were actually selling on Etsy and like what your profit margins look like back then?
Yeah, so I was selling like greeting cards, long form calligraphy, quotes. I did hand painted doormats. So it was just kind of like all kinds of things.
Yeah, I remember those doormats. They were definitely a trend back
Right.
then. Yeah, so hard to make too.
It takes so much time and it's expensive to ship.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that part.
Yeah, it's heavy. So it's not, yeah.
Okay, cool. So can you tell us more about like what your goals were back then and what you wanted your life to look like? And did they actually align with your vision for what you wanted for the business?
Right. I mean, I think I had good intentions, when I started, I said, okay, this is going to be my thing. I'm going to do wedding invitations, envelope calligraphy. I had kind of a list of things that I was trying to do, but I wasn't getting the ideal clients that I wanted, and I wasn't finding that reach. I wanted to be somewhere mentally, but I really just wasn't physically where I wanted to be. That makes sense.
What do you feel like was the thing that was holding you back?
I think I didn't know like where there were so many gaps, and I didn't know. I thought I was doing all the right things, working really hard, using all my resources. The sales weren't coming. I didn't know quite what to do.
Yeah, spinning your wheels, seeing what stuck, and didn't really have a direction. Definitely understand. Like, I remember that very clearly too. It's definitely, I feel like, a phase that everyone has to go through before they land on what they really want their business to be. So tell us about like your transition into like the Craft Academy, how you found us and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I had bought an engraver and I had followed another calligrapher, and I saw her transformation just doing live events and things like that. And I had, we were just like friends on Instagram, and I kind of asked her like which engraver she had. And then she said that she joined TCA, and that was the first time I heard about it. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know there was something like that existed. And then I had my husband was off work. I had the time to dedicate to my business after being, stay-at-home mom. So I said, that now's the time to invest in something like that. And I needed the help. I just was like, I don't know what else to do. If I want to make this successful, then.
Yeah. So when did you join the Craft Academy, and when did you feel like you started seeing those results?
Okay, so I joined end of June, or 4th of July weekend, I think, is when I really started diving into the modules, really trying to focus more on all the courses that you offer in TCA. And I got my first inquiry direct to my website end of July. So it's just a month. And I actually was able to reach out to the community, the Facebook members only community, and ask about pricing. And I felt really confident going into the emails talking with this beauty company. So I landed the job and everything worked out well. So that was awesome.
Yay, yeah. That's amazing. So you joined the program in end of June. And then by the end of July, you had already booked your first event, first client, and had an inquiry to your website. That's amazing.
Yeah. And it was an in-house commission. So they sent me everything. But yeah, still, I was with Blue Mercury. So that was awesome. That was and it was through a PR company. So it was great.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's incredible. Congratulations. I love hearing stuff like that. I'm sure we mentioned this before, and like we kind of talked about it when it was happening, but like, it's just so cool to see that transformation, to hear about it all in one go, where you went from, feeling kind of disjointed and misaligned with your business to now having inquiries to your website and just having more clarity in the whole thing. I love that.
Yeah, it's so exciting.
Since you joined in June of last year, what's been your favorite transformation to date?
I think one of the biggest things is I hadn't done an on-site event when I joined TCA. And that was, I wanted to join to just try it out, see if that could be another stream of income, see if I enjoyed it, and just how do I even approach it? I didn't know how to even go about it. And I booked from November to December, I had maybe 6 or 7 events, on-site events that I booked. And that would have never come if I didn't join TCA, or it would have taken forever. So yay.
That's huge. Incredible.
And it's also, I am a stay-at-home mom still. There were jobs that I had to turn down even just because I wanted the flexibility with my family. So being able to kind of pick and choose feels good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And that's definitely one of the things that have been top of mind for me as I'm transitioning into the motherhood phase. But I was just thinking, like, it's such a nice luxury to be able to choose which clients and which events that you want to work that actually fit in with your lifestyle instead of the other way around. You know, you don't have to sacrifice your family time, your quality time with your loved ones to run a business. You can actually pick and choose what you actually want to be in.
Exactly. And I think just having a better idea of where you want your business to be helps to decide those things. Because before, I would just pretty much take anything. Okay, if somebody wants, and I would just pricing wise, I would kind of guess. I didn't really have a good idea. And I think after joining TCA, I feel more aligned with my pricing and what fits the market.
Yeah. And you feel like you're actually getting compensated well for the skill set that you do have and you've created for yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Yeah.
I love that. So what do you feel like differentiated the course compared to some of the other ones that you saw in the market?
I don't feel like I saw one that was specific to calligraphy that had this community. I mean, the community is obviously all, you are amazing and the course. There's so much information that I still go back and refer to, but also having the community of these professional calligraphers to talk about pricing or supplies or anything really, or just to have, like, you have a team is, I feel like that just is so amazing.
Yes, exactly. We really pride ourselves in making sure that we're able to support our community as much as possible, as much as like entrepreneurship can be so lonely, especially with calligraphy, where you're in your office working on place cards or invitations and things. It can get so lonely because you are by yourself. Maybe you have a podcast on, but it's not the same as like talking to someone like a coworker and things. So like having that community to bounce ideas off of and make sure that you're aligned with like your business and what the market is doing really helps to just boost you up and continue to inspire you and get to the next phase of your business.
Yes, completely. And just if you're working on something specific and you know that somebody else in TCA is also working on it, you can have like an accountability partner to help. But also it does help to say things out loud and kind of speak them into existence and just, hold yourself accountable with your goals that you're trying to set instead of just, there's only so much you can do by yourself. Like it helps to have that team behind you to say, okay, how are you going to make that happen?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Love it. Cool. So what do you feel like has been the biggest change that you've made to your business since you started the Craft Academy?
I think the biggest change, I feel like a lot of different things. Like I rebranded, I took more professional photos. I have more inquiries going direct to my website and through my like CRM, and that's amazing. I'm showing up on the first page of Google, which that was all through like the SEO modules. I had a list, but like those are all so amazing because I wasn't getting any traffic to my website at all. I looked to see how the stats and it's up 500%.
That's amazing.
So, I mean, just people are actually coming to look or finding me, whereas before it was zero. So, or like, yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. What does this scope of your business look like now? Like, what are you offering? What are you selling?
I offer wedding invitations and day of stationery with a calligraphy focus. I offer in-house commissions. So that's ranging from custom vows, corporate work, and then on-site events. So those are my three main categories.
Love that. Perfect. For anyone who doesn't really watch our interviews and things yet, with the Craft Academy, we encourage you to choose 2 to 3 niches to kind of focus on and sell. So rather than being reactive, like how Victoria used to be with her old Etsy shop, and not just taking anything that comes in, but actually being super focused about what you are selling and who you are actually targeting. So Victoria's definitely made that change, and you can definitely see that on not only on her website, but just on her face. Like she looks so much more happy, so much more clear about where her business is going. And this is like honestly what I live for. Amazing. So we do meet twice a week on our coaching calls. Was there like a moment that happened on our one of our coaching calls where you feel like it changed the trajectory of your business?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's so many little moments in the coaching calls, even if you can't go on them during the time, they're recorded. So sometimes I'll look back and get little snippets. In the beginning of the year, we had a coaching call that was all about finances and kind of setting us up for the year, which really helped me see, okay, how much am I making per job, per category, and then where do I want to be in 2024? And there were a lot of charts and like infographics and tools that you showed us and walked us through. And I feel like that really changed my mindset a little bit of making it more of a business because, you know, we all have our financial goals, but how do we get there? And I think that was a big eye opener for me and really trying to break it down month to month.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's amazing about Victoria too is that she will come in with guns blazing. She's ready to get her own finances under a microscope and just really just put herself out there and commit to the program and the community, which I think makes a huge difference. Like you showing up and even just listening in makes more of an impact on your mentality and your business than for you to just not be on those coaching calls at all. What I love about doing these business planning sessions every year is that I get to also bring in my own finances and show you exactly how I got to my numbers, how I adjusted my business year after year so that you can also do the same for yours and learn from someone else who has done it. And then we also looked at other community members where we actually analyzed their annual business plan as well. So you got to see more and more examples to see what's happening in different markets, how people are adjusting their plans based on their unique experiences.
Right. And some people still work full time or, you know, people have different needs. So I think sometimes we can get in our heads about how much we should be making or whatever, but it's, you know, up to you and what's right for you. And I think my biggest thing is just feeling like, one, I'm making progress in the right direction and I have more focus. Okay. And I know the things that I need to do on the back end to get to those numbers.
Absolutely. So in addition to just having more clarity and confidence in your business, can you give us an idea of what your income was like in 2023 versus 2022?
My business was always around 5,000 at the end of the year. Not always, but yeah, I started in 2020. And this is also with a little baby. And I didn't know how to devote my time sometimes to the business, like we were saying. And last year I quadrupled my business. So I went from 5 to 20,000. I'm so happy. You know, of course, sometimes I'm like, oh, it's still not that much. But when I think about it, that 4 times, I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, absolutely. And breaking it down even further, you joined the program in the middle of the year last year.
Right.
So really a bulk of that income came from the last 6 months of the year versus the whole of 2022 only making 5,000. So you quadrupled in like half the amount of time, which is absolutely incredible, Victoria. Like huge congratulations there.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I feel like it's weird to talk about money. Not everybody does, but for me, I mean, I'm kind of like, let's dive into it.
No, I appreciate you bringing real numbers to the conversation. I really do think that I know money can be a little sticky and kind of hard to talk about, especially to the public. But I think the more financial clarity we have and honesty that we have with the community, the better our community will continue to grow and the farther we can take the community as we move further into this industry.
Exactly. Makes so much sense.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Love it. Thank you so much for sharing that, Victoria. I'm like over the moon right now. So happy.
Me too. And I'm so excited about 2024. I mean, it's already off to a great start. And, you know, I've already had my first on-site event. I'm working with wedding clients. And I mean, my goal is to double that. So, you know, we'll see. But that's my goal.
Yeah. But we have a goal. That's like the key thing here, right?
And I know how to get there, you know, whether I can't control who's going to actually purchase from me, but I can control setting myself up for that type of success. So and I have all the TCA support behind me.
Oh my gosh. Love that. That was like a mic drop moment. Love that so much. Literally, that's like what we teach in the Craft Academy is like being able to not dwell on the things that you can't control, right? Because you can't make someone from Dior slide into your inbox, but you can make it easier for someone from Dior to find you. And that's one of those things that we can control. So kind of letting go of those things and now taking control of your own business and having more clarity. So
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like that was some really, really good tactical advice.
Okay, good. I hope so. I hope I can help somebody. I mean, literally, I had only had one call with you, and I was like, I'm signing up. It was kind of quick because I just was like, this is what I need. And I actually listened to some of these calls, YouTube videos, because sometimes it's hard to like what to do or if it's the right fit. And after listening to some of the calls, I was like, okay, this is real. And now I see these people on the calls, and it's great. I love it. I literally wouldn't be where I am now if it wasn't for TCA. So,
oh my gosh, amazing. I'm literally so happy for you.
thank you.
Cool. So I know we had dropped a lot of tactical advice throughout the interview already, but if you had to give one piece of tactical tip to someone who might not be in the Craft Academy, what would that be?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is driving the sales to your website. Is that tactical?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think I had my website for years. I just didn't know how to get people there or what do I do when they get there. For some reason, it was easier for me to have the Etsy and just drop random listings, or it's not sustainable in the long term. And I want people to really get the full package and buy from me and not from a third party. So
Right. Yeah.
there's a lot of information on building a website, but also developing it and making it specific to your niche and developing SEO, branding, all that in the courses.
Yeah, love that. Definitely make sure, even if you don't join the Craft Academy, just make sure you're driving business to your website because that's the number one place where your ideal client is actually going to find you. So definitely don't skip on your website.
Yeah.
Cool. So where do you see Sunset Scribe going and how is the Craft Academy continuing to help you achieve those goals?
I just want to continue growing the wedding invitation side of my business on sites, whether that's corporate or for fashion brands, activations, and just kind of get more consistency. And, the calls are weekly, so I show up there as much as I can, but just trying to check in with my goals, make sure I'm doing the right things. I know that everybody's going to be there to support me.
Yay, love it. Yeah, and then we're gonna help you double your 2024 goal from last year. So super excited to help you with that. What advice would you give to someone who's thinking about investing in themselves?
Well, I would say whenever I have invested in myself, I never felt like I made the wrong decision. So I would say if you are really want focus in your business and want to put in the effort, then don't waste any time, basically. And it is, you can always come into the calls. It's a lifetime membership. So you can always do parts of it and come back to it.
Yeah, no pressure to get everything done right away. Cool. So this is the last question I ask everyone who comes on here. What would you tell yourself in 2020 when you first started knowing what you know now?
I like to say that I have no regrets and I believe everything happens for a reason. But I know that if I had joined sooner, I would have saved so much time and energy on a lot of dead-end projects. And I probably could have set myself up better for when I was going to have a baby and just all those other life things. So I think don't wait.
Yeah, don't wait. Okay, I'm going to sneak in another question here because I'm 32 weeks pregnant for anyone who doesn't know yet. So we'll be welcoming another family member very, very soon. And I'm always curious about like motherhood and like how to transition into that. What's your, I guess, number one advice for anyone who might be transitioning into motherhood or just trying to balance being a stay-at-home mom, but also having a business?
Yeah, I would say try and lean on your community, neighbors. Like if you have a support system, I would really try and set that up as much as you can, even if it's just like, hey, can you come over while I take a shower, or like get a little nap in. Yeah, just because you're raising a tiny human. So it takes a lot of time and energy. But yeah, if you have support, then that's a huge thing.
Love it. Really good advice. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be
Congratulations.
leaning on the support system here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Thank you so much, Victoria. So to close out today's call, I just wanted to summarize our call today. So I've known and mentored Victoria for just about 8 short months, and she has already quadrupled her income. She's worked with amazing brands like Blue Mercury, Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, and so much more. Super excited, so happy that I was able to share Victoria's story. She's just incredible. And I'm so proud of her and how much she's grown in such a short amount of time. For anyone who is interested in the Craft Academy or this interview resonates with you, please feel free to check out the Craft Academy. It's a step-by-step coaching program on how to get from 0 clients to really turning your expensive hobby into, now working with your dream clients and actually creating things that make you truly happy. It's complete with templates for pitches, emails, brand decks, contracts, literally anything that you need for your business, we've got you. And with the transformation that Victoria's experienced, we're here to prove to you that our methods work no matter where you are in life, whether you're a stay-at-home mom like Victoria or have a full-time job, like we have got you. And we've got so many calligraphers around the world who are doing exactly the same thing that you are. So if this interview resonated with you, definitely check out the Craft Academy. Go to wandercrafter.com/apply and talk to a real life human being about your business and how we can help you transform your business into a full-time hustle. Yay. Perfect. Thank you so much, Victoria, for coming on here. So happy for you. So thrilled about your transformations and being able to help you. I am truly honored to be your coach.
Thank you so much for everything.
Yay. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.